The Beginning. Toronto. Past Lives. Spirits. Having won awards as a singer, songwriter, live performer, and fitness competitor, Ninette's unique experience and dedication to her crafts have also established her as a published writer in the health industry and an in-demand certified healer and advisor. Born in Etobicoke, a suburb of Toronto, Canada, Ninette began a life that would quickly ravel itself around all things musical, magical, and spiritual. At age 5, she began having visits from what seemed to her like old friends of Native American descent. They would show up at night, sit at the end of her bed, and just watch her while communicating telepathically in waves of love that invoked the warmth of family. Ninette felt it natural to reply to these visitors in the night by sharing her feelings and thoughts both verbally and through unspoken psychic transmission. As with many young children who have invisible pals, spirit friends, and similar, Ninette did not think much of these regular visits until her father Morgan, who had embarked on his own quest for mystical knowledge and was reading books like Seth Speaks and The Road Less Traveled, as to where she'd learned the cryptic song that she was ceaselessly singing. "My Indian friend told it to me," she said. Intrigued, Morgan scheduled a session for the now 6-year-old Ninette with a past life psychic regressionist, establishing what would be her first encounter with a metaphysical energy practitioner. The regressionist determined that, in Ninette's last lifetime projection, she'd been a male Native American shaman whose son was killed in battle and, in mourning, had gone up into the mountains and starved himself to death. While over the next few years the night visits lessened, other metaphysical experiences lingered until around the age of 9. By this time, Ninette's spiritual sense and intuition had kicked in, and she knew that there was far more to life and the big picture than what she was being taught by her family and standardized schooling curriculum. The music. At age 10, and with her knowing now deeply entwined with the spiritual world, Ninette's ability to transmit information from beyond came in handy, and beautifully so, as she began a songwriting career that, more often than not, features musical inspiration, concepts, and lyrics gratefully plucked and pushed from the metaphysical world. She started writing music and performing her original compositions at school assemblies and featured musical productions. Having found her passion, she was inspired and excited by the classic musicals featuring legendary talents such as Fred Astaire, Gene Kelly, and Judy Garland. Upon her parents' divorce when she was 11, Ninette fully immersed herself in music, studying piano and discovering her first true love, singing. With the aid of top local vocal coaches and countless hours of work, her talent quickly developed into her first of many award-winning performances as she took a top award at the Toronto Kiwanis Festival while still only in grade school. Her professional career started at the age of 15 as she auditioned for and won the lead singer role in a gigging rock band comprised of upperclassmen and college-age players who were not only talented but experimenting with the new possibilities of music technology. Half checked out during all subjects other than music and performance during her high school years, Ninette was eager to graduate and focus her academic studies on music exclusively. After attending Sheridan College, where she enrolled in the music theater program, she left after only a semester upon realizing that the program offering wasn't what she was really after. A natural dancer and athlete, Ninette took the rest of the year off from formal schooling and taught high-intensity aerobics full-time while she prepared her audition for the jazz music program at the prestigious Humber College, into which she was unanimously accepted. While at Humber, she studied music arrangement and theory, while majoring in voice. She also carried a minor in Latin percussion, where her talent shone brightly to the Humber Latin Ensemble professor and Colombian percussion legend Memo Acevedo, who promptly pushed Ninette into the spotlight as the lead vocalist for the highly touted group, in which she not only sang and danced, but played congas, bongas, timboles, and other hand percussion. After Humber College, she performed throughout the Greater Toronto area with numerous professional show bands. Around the same time, Ninette, performing as Leia, sang the lead for the song Don't Ever Leave, All of My Dreams, released on Awesome Records. The song charted top 5 on the dance hits in Canada, earning her a Juno nomination amidst a nationwide tour. Always looking for a new challenge and another professional opportunity, she decided to audition for the then famous Canadian band Frozen Ghost as a background singer-percussionist. Upon landing the gig, she joined the noted group on both the East and West Coast tours. During this tour, she met her now ex-husband Phil X, currently lead guitarist and official band member of Bon Jovi, with whom, over the years, she had the opportunity to share the stage with acts such as Alana Miles, Metallica, Cake, The Commitments, Ted Nugent, and Flock of Seagulls. Ready for sun rather than snow, Ninette and Phil made the decision to leave their Canadian success behind and move to Los Angeles. The music plays on, Los Angeles and Powder. Once in LA, Ninette and Phil formed the turbo pop band Powder, striking immediate success. Ninette went on to win the Los Angeles Music Awards Front Person of the Year, while the band won Best Stage Show. Powder played sold-out shows across the country and selected European cities, featuring the then radio hit Up Here. Powder's music, written by Ninette and Phil, was featured on TV shows and commercials, radio ads, and at professional sporting events. Ninette's vast experience as a front person allowed her to consult for TV and feature film, including teaching actors how to look and act the part when playing the role of a musician or rock star. Some of her commercial recognition includes original composition and vocals for a nationwide Sprint campaign commercial, which she also starred in. Her original compositions have also been featured in television series such as The L Word and others. Ninette's original song, Adore Me, was selected and used as the primary theme song for a full WNBA season, and the voice has been aired on radio station ID ads in the USA, UK, Germany, and Italy. Ninette has several featured stage appearances, including the American Music Awards, where she appeared on stage with Christina Aguilera, pop hit band Magic, and legendary reggae and pop artist Wyclef Jean. Up in the air, Aerial Arts. With commercial success sizzling and Powder fans growing, Ninette wanted to up the show factor for the band while personally developing yet another skill. She hired top aerialist instructor Michel Desjoniers, Cirque du Soleil, and, with countless hours of grueling work and rehearsal, took the Powder stage show to new heights. Pun intended. Aerial Arts quickly became a profitable business independent of Powder, as Ninette was blessed to travel the United States and Europe, performing for and with celebs such as Magic Johnson, Rihanna, Eddie Van Halen, in addition to earning numerous contracts for elite corporate groups including, but not limited to, SpaceX, Lexus, Maxim, Telemundo, and Universal Studios, attractions and special events. New beginnings. It was near the end of her decade-long aerial career that Ninette and Phil decided to go their separate ways. The end of this 20-year relationship allowed Ninette to take a hardcore, internal look at what she needed to heal in her mind, and she knew it started with her biological family. She decided to reconnect with her mother, with whom she had not had any contact for over 15 years.
Hello there, how are you doing?
This next chapter in her life proved to be a wonderful unfolding of healing and forgiveness. During this reflective time, Ninette dove into intense practices of Kundalini Yoga, Kriya Yoga, Prana breathwork, rebirthing, meditation, while studying under the famous Michael Beckwith at the Agape Church in West Los Angeles. Having spent many months in contemplative prayer and meditation, she was now in a process of realigning that allowed her to once again be open to new experiences. In the fall of 2010, she met her now life partner and soulmate, JC, and a new era of her life had begun. The physical body, muscles, and more. Empowered once again and blessed with natural athleticism and exceptional strength gleaned during her aerial arts career, Ninette decided to embark on a physique and bodybuilding career which had been a long-time dream of hers from back in her aerobics days, during which numerous competitive bodybuilders had told her that her genetic makeup had what it takes to be extremely successful in the fitness and physique industry.
That's my coach now. Coach! thing, and so one almost everything just about best poser, beat on a lot of people, but next year we're gonna do even better. So she's a champ right now, man.
She buckled down and began her focused training with a top Los Angeles area coach and professional competitor and physique model. In less than a year, she competed in her first competition in Redondo Beach, California, and won first place, including a Miss Universe title. A year later, she competed in her first NPC show in Culver City, and again won first place in the physique category.
And your winner is Ninette Terhart.
2 months later, and still in top form from the NPC show, the then confident Ninette entered the 2013 Ironman show in Los Angeles, and once again finished first. This led to magazine appearances, industry notoriety, and a 2-year run as a featured columnist for Ironman magazine, where her articles focused on nutrition and well-being. Propelling her championships into setting up and owning a private training gym, Ninette was next drawn to study Reiki and other modalities to further her practice as a healing practitioner, and return more actively to a deep and long-lived passion of hers in studying, self-practicing, and guiding transformation of mind, body, and spirit. Always listening to the universe for guidance, Ninette had no idea the awakening that awaited her when she and her partner decided to visit northern Mexico in 2017. Having lost the use of a singing voice from 2013 to 2017, she'd mostly surrendered to the idea that her singing days were over. Shortly after arriving in Mexico, JC approached Ninette holding a book entitled Practicing the Presence by Joel Goldsmith. Her life would never be the same. Going in. For the next 3 years, she went on an inward journey of unwinding the ego and mind constructs. This path, she knew, was inevitable and would be extremely intense. She began encountering massive metaphysical experiences, visitations from family members that had since passed beyond the physical earth plane, as well as the recollection of memories and imagery of distorted and grotesque scenes from what she soon realized were past incarnations, and that were coming up in her mind to be released, once and for all. This was her first journey through the dark night of the soul. Feverishly, she listened for hours on end to the wisdom of Joel Goldsmith through his lectures on YouTube. She then found a website which had hours and hours of Herb Fitch, a student of Joel's in the 50s and 60s. She couldn't get enough. Hours she would spend alone, just curled up in bed staring into space, moving through what seemed like a scary house theme park of Crazy Town. Then, along came the Course in Miracles. Boom! Now it was on like wonton. Head first, she went into studying the course book. Over 2,000 pages of spiritual teachings. Soon after finding the course, she met Linda O'Connell of angelassembly.com, igniting a partnership that today is as strong as ever. Studying the course opened up Ninette's eyes to more and more of reality. The grid structures of the ego were beginning to loosen their hold in her mind and enabling her to become a powerful listener to the creative principle, God, infinite spirit, etc. Call it what you will. As wonky and disconcerting as it felt, she knew that there was no turning back. She decided to begin her platform on social media with Spiritual Nerd, where she offered interviews and a talk show, Real Talk, which she co-hosted with Linda. And the beat goes on. More music and healing. During that time, as her mind and spirit opened anew, melodies and ideas for music started to come. Ninette had not sang in 4 years, and she had the idea that she would just record the song ideas and melodies as a placeholder until she could afford to pay a healthy-voiced vocalist to lay down the keeper or final vocals. Little did she realize that Spirit had something else in mind as she began her musical duo project, Jorge and La Gringa, a live performance musical duo that performed classic jazz and pop cover songs. for the next 2 years, she performed 3 shows a week, finally, miraculously, able to sing again and regularly strengthen her vocal cords. She added performances by fronting a highly talented 4-piece jazz band as her voice and other aspects of her life were starting to come together. At this point, Ninette's songwriting and production skills began to flourish, and her submission of a spirit pop original titled Small Balloon received the top 5-star rating and landed in the top 5 of the International Songwriting Competition.
I feel like a small balloon floating away.
Ninette continued with her love for production and arrangement when arranging, producing, and performing her 10-song Swank Jazz album titled Lounge Lizard, released in 2019. In the same time frame, she was asked to write and produce a theme song for Sujan Dada, a well-known healer and speaker in Canada and the United States, and the great-grandnephew of the famous Paramahansa Yogananda, author of the legendary autobiography of a yogi. The high-energy song entitled Love More, based on Yogananda's work, was recorded and released in August of 2019. Meanwhile, Ninette was singing live a couple of times a week as her voice fully returned, taking shape to what it is today. Concurrently, both Ninette and JC, who had become inspired by Ninette's work, were on their own path of awakening and listening to as much content as they could to free their minds of ego configuration. In 2020, Ninette founded a neighborhood healing circle of mighty companions with a close girlfriend, Crystal. It was this platform of sharing that allowed for the Holy Spirit to speak through her in a new way, like never before. Many healings and releases took place in a group that, for Ninette, confirmed that an open line of communication with Holy Spirit was here to stay. She currently offers private online frequency release sessions, wellness and rehabilitation training, and an in-person or online remote Reiki healing tune-up appointments. And now, currently, Ninette, Nina Hart, is writing and producing all original spirit-guided music and musical content with her world pop trio, Nina Hart and the All-Stars. The trio will be touring summer of 2022. Nina is also currently working on her first book, 1 Foot in Infinity, aimed for a 2023 release. Visit Nina Hart at her website, tuneinwithheart.com.